Hi guys, welcome to D Scraps E Scraps. This is the third attempt to get this video up. One thing I like about TikTok's live format is even if somebody calls you, it doesn't kick you off. But the damn iPhone, somebody calls, it kicks off your video. And I wanted to do this as a video today because there's a lot of people on live in the morning. And, I don't like to stomp on other people's lives. That's just rude, crude, and socially unacceptable. We're going to try and get this video out today. I don't know if I can or not. So I have a hard drive here that I took apart because one of my viewers asked me to. I, generally speaking, do not dismantle hard drives. They are tedious, time-consuming, and that's something I enjoy scrapping. Too freaking annoying. I hate these things. If you are looking to make a few bucks, though, you can sell these rare earth magnets. Just make sure you put a disclaimer on them. They are something called neodymium. And I don't even know if I can get this out because it is so stuck to the steel underneath it. I want to double check that. Maybe I left a screw in. I don't think I did. I did a video a while back, very comprehensive video about dismantling hard drives. Yeah, there's screws under here. That's why it's giving me a hard time. All right. Gotta make sure you look under all the tape for screws. There's a lot of screws on the hard drives. It is 90 degrees and we are in a heat advisory. So I'm actually inside, which is unusual because I love being outside, but it's even hot for me today. I've got the air running. My nephew works for the town, and his place of employment is not too far from my home. So I've got the air running, and in case he needs to get out of the heat for a little bit. So hard drives are very good for gold recovery. All right, there we go. All right, that made life easier. That's aluminum. Yeah, that can go in with your old sheet aluminum. Wow, that was good. I'll take that all day, every day. That's a pound of aluminum, 44 cents. Now, I'm going to do this for you, if I can. Sit back a little bit. So these are the two parts of the magnet. You don't think that's going to hurt if you get your finger caught in there? So be careful with these. Again, they are neodymium rare earth magnets. The bigger, the stronger. If I were to sell this on eBay, I would have a huge disclaimer under it. Rare earth magnets, neodymium magnets, extremely strong, hazardous, do not let children play with. Okay, I've got about 500 of these down in the basement. But it's scrapper's best friend, this thing. I keep mine closed like this, So be careful if you're handling those. These platters, these are probably glass. There's sometimes a thin coating of palladium on them. Again, that is for someone else. This girl is not interested in that level of micro scrapping. I'm going to put these aside. I'll put the aluminum over there with its friends. I save them. I have I don't know, I got a bucket full of them. I think that's just something maybe a precious metal refiner might want. Board Sort buys them for like a quarter a pound or some such thing. But they're not aluminum, guys. They're glass. They are glass. At least these are. These are old school. These are definitely glass. I'm not going to throw one onto my kitchen floor to prove it. You have to take my word for it. That's aluminum, I think. Might be stainless. Yeah, that's aluminum. Okay. And again, I put these aside. I've got a bucket of them for the few occasions that I actually do hard. You can hear, that's glass. And those are aluminum. Okay. So that's what's in a hard drive. I actually have to turn the air conditioner to a cooler temperature, which is not like me at all. Ugh, it's disgusting. I don't like running the air conditioner, and I try not to run it too high, especially during the day when all the offices are open and everything. But I really just want to make sure the house is cool enough if my nephew decides he has to come and take a bit of a rest between shifts. I want to make sure it's okay for him, so I'll probably be working indoors most of the day myself. I've got the awning. We've got the awning up, but it's unhealthy when it gets like this, and I have no need to make myself sick. All right, so back to hard drives. Haha. Hope this is coming out okay. I can't tell because I have this set for video and not for live. I wasn't going to do this today. It wasn't on my agenda. It was on my agenda for tonight because so many people who I subscribe to and they subscribe to me, there's at least 3 or 4 people who go on at this time of the morning, so I generally don't. OTD is always on between like 9 and 12 in the morning. Southern Scrapper goes on in the afternoon. So, they respect my lifetime, which is Sunday morning, around usually between 9 and 11. And, so I try to respect theirs as well. It's okay if I put a video up instead. You guys still love me. I miss the interplay, though. I really do. I miss the chit-chat. So, if you want to get a more comprehensive view of hard drive boards, there is a video somewhere in my collection of videos. There's quite a few. I don't have any more of the old school non-SATA. High-grade non-SATA boards are the creme de la creme. However, this one may just qualify. This is kind of the next step board after the high-grade SATA boards. Non-SATA boards. Your non-SATA boards have 48 pins, 48 gold pins. There'd be 2 rows of pins here. They'd be pins, like... This doesn't even have a jumper card on it. So this is called the jumper port, and there's gold pins in there. A non-SATA board, the older boards, has 2 rows, and I think the number might be 48 of just these gold pins. So that's how you tell the old school non-SATA. It's usually connected to a ribbon wire. Now this one, I'm going to ask them to put in as a high-grade non-SATA board because of these pins. This is not a SATA board. It does not say SATA on the front anywhere. As a matter of fact, it's an SCSI connector. It is not SATA. So, SATAs clip like this. They either get a USB port like that, or I I don't have any wireage here to show you. You'll see it in some of my teardowns. So yeah, I'm going to ask them to give me the upgrade on this. Also, look at the quality of the chips. That's a freaking huge, that's an awesome board. If they aren't going to give me non-SATA, I would ask Telecom High on this board. A lot of gold flashing, a lot of IC chips, a lot of gold, The whole grading community is just up in arms right now. It's been turned on its ear. I really legitimately don't think I'm going to have any problem with including this as a high-grade non-SATA hard drive board. I don't think I'm going to have any problem at all. I think it's I've been doing this a long time, and I'll put a note in with it. And the same on this. See these? I popped the plastic off, and now I've got gold pins. A SATA board doesn't have gold pins. So again, I'm going to ask for non-SATA on all of these. There's some good gold recovery here. I am going to leave it because I am asking for the higher grade on the board. Again, with the number of chips on here, I don't think I'm going to have an issue. I don't think it's an unfair request. Some people would grade these as Telecom High. You'd have to have chips on both sides, but it's not. This is a hard drive board. That's what it came off of, and that's what it should grade as. You try to throw this in with Telecom, they're going to say, no, it came out of a hard drive, not Telecom equipment. So again, plenty of gold there. Good gold pins. No problem with putting that in with its friends. Now this one, this is a SATA connector. It's really just gold flash as opposed to being gold fingers like this one. You see the difference, right? Okay, so this came off a board that was marked SATA. It would have had a red or blue connector here and a black connector here, usually. So these are the lower grade, come back here, low grade hard drive boards. You guys know I have RA. Sometimes my hands are not so great. Sorry about that. This one also is a SATA. So there's going to be a low grade SATA hard drive board. This one, I did the same thing here. It's not a SATA board because it's not broken into two sections. It's one solid section. That's another telltale sign of what kind of board you're grading. And again, if you have a legitimate buyer and you've been selling them, you sell them for a while, you know what they're going to take and not take, right? I mean, I know I'm not going to have a problem with the way I've graded these because I know my buyer and I know he would agree with me. And if he doesn't, he's going to write to me and say, hey, Dee, I don't agree with you. And I'm going to write back and I'm going to say, but you did it on such and such a date. But again, fighting with your buyer is a good way to lose a buyer. Just know what they expect and stay in those parameters and you'll be just fine. Especially if you have a good buyer like I do. So again, this board is going to go as a high-grade non-SATA. This came out of those vintage IBM servers. Older the golder, guys. And I know for a fact those were from the date on, I think it was in 1995. Those boards were ancient. SATA connectors, I don't think even were in existence then. I would say this would be the step after the pins, kind of a transitional board. But yeah, definitely, it can go with the high grade boards. I know it can. I tend to group all of my stuff together. Like I'll get a box of something and I'll send the whole box in. So if there's a problem, they can just pull the one or two that might be a problem and weigh out the rest of it. But I've been doing this a while. BoardSort has a new AI tool whose name is Oscar. You're going to ask me what it stands for, and I'm going to say, I don't know. It's an AI grading tool for boards. It's in training right now, and it may be in like beta testing or something along those lines. That's going to be it. That's going to be a huge, real game changer, especially for new people. I mean, grading boards is not an easy thing to learn how to do. There's so many nuances. You're going to get your share of things rejected or, and you want to know why. Well, you know, you have to know what your buyer is thinking. And that comes with time and rapport. Huh? All right. I'm only going to do a couple of these guys, but again, it was because somebody really specifically asked about this. And I've been talking a lot about going after higher grade stuff, telecom material, RAM sticks, hard drive boards, things like that. And this certainly qualifies to go in with that topic. Again, I'm not going to take this apart. I'm going to throw that in with my hard drive, no board. You get 20 or 25 cents a pound right now on those. And for me, that's fine. I might take this one apart, but I'll do it off camera. I do like to keep one or two of these around. I drill them onto a stick, and I use them to clean my workbench and clean the screws after. And I just want to make, you know, these are getting harder to get, the big, heavy, clunky ones. If you just want a small one, you'll get one out of here. It's not too powerful, but it'll do the job. All right, so non-SATA high-grade hard drive board. You guys are into gold recovery? Man, check that puppy out. All right. Same thing here. The pins show that this will be a high-grade non-SATA board. It'll be better populated on the other side, I can tell because of the pattern here. And this one also high-grade non-SATA because of the pins. Okay, I don't have any of the other ones to show you. I had this pile, and as I said, one of my subscribers asked about hard drives, so I wanted to make sure I covered it. This is a SATA low-grade board. This is an actual SATA connector. There'd be a cable here and a cable here and low-quality gold pins. So this board, when it comes off, will be a low-grade SATA hard drive board. SATA low-grade hard drive board. Okay, 500 gigabytes. I don't reformat and resell hard drives. Again, I'm more worried about security and time and storage. I don't have that kind of time. This one I'm going to take apart. It's an old Compaq. I'm going to check it for gold recovery. These gold pins are very easy to pull. That I will go after. I'll strip this one down just a little bit. And I'll probably get the other magnet out of this just because it's something I personally want. These gold pins, very easy to get and very good for gold recovery. This one, not so much. I don't think there's going to be anything under the board that's worth going after. But we'll see. So again, I don't remember who the subscriber was who asked me if I would do some things with hard boards. I hope this was helpful. If you can get the hard drive boards, they are worth selling. Just be careful who you sell them to, huh? If you're going to sell them to somebody who's going to refine them for gold, then you don't got to worry. But if you just put them out for sale, you know, anybody could pick them up and get the information off them. And that's just not cool. That's why a lot of times this kind of stuff I usually sell to a refiner who I know, you know, or a person who I know, who I see do gold refining on YouTube and TikTok, and I know they're going to refine them and not go after the information on them. All right, that will be the end of this video. Again, there's another one of hard drives, probably 8 or 10 weeks ago, maybe the middle of February or March. I had hundreds and hundreds of hard drives. The price of these has gone way, way up. The new grading system has upgraded hard drives quite a bit. In a nutshell, about 2 weeks ago, BoardSort did a revamp, zip, across the board about board grading. They have raised their prices, and other board buyers are following suit because whatever BoardSort does, everybody else tends to do because BoardSort's already done all the work. And, you know, that's what everybody does. If I say to somebody, hey, I've got 5 pounds of RAM to sell, they're going to open up the internet. They're going to look, BoardSort's paying $34 a pound today. I'm going to give you 12. And I'm going to go, RAM I do sell. I sell RAM in my eBay store. Okay, I think that will be it for today. Everybody, please stay cool. It is wicked hot out there. It is Tuesday, June 21st, 22nd, 23rd. I think but June 23rd, I believe, because I think Friday was Juneteenth. 2015. God bless the USA. Keep our troops safe. And please, Almighty God, let this conflict in the Middle East end quickly. Amen. Love you guys. Bye-bye.